Have you ever been to BC at all?
No, no.
Okay. All right. I really think that Toronto, all right, Toronto for me is the best city. Why? Because there's so much to do. Visually, it's not that great. Like the architecture's not that cool, but there's so much for us to do. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do you want to go to like a Korean town? Do you want to go like an Italian town? You know, or like, let's go to
Yeah.
the cyberpunk area, which is like high tech, and then like, let's go into the woods of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, there's like a variety. That's what I like about Toronto. It's funny though because like having been to all these places in Canada now, like these major centers like Edmonton, um, Banff, um, like where's it, Halifax, now BC. But seeing BC, like when me and Wob went for that work trip,
Mm-hmm.
it was really foggy and you couldn't see anything. So I didn't even know it was surrounded by mountains. So if you go, have you been to Alberta? Yeah, you've been to Alberta, right?
No, no, no. I have not been. I'm planning on in July, or not planning.
Like,
I'm going in July.
oh, sick, sick, sick. Where in, like, which area?
Well, I'll be in Calgary. Then I'll probably do like a day tour to Banff and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you are going to be blown away. That is amazing. Detour, are you into like renting a car at all? Are you not like a driver kind of thing? It's way
Uh,
better if you could just drive because like if you're on a
no,
tour, it's
just
like,
the way that the trip is
oh,
planned.
the thing you
It's
got.
not.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool, cool,
yeah.
cool. Okay, well, regardless, you'll see you are going to be mind blown by
Sure.
like when I first saw this, I was like, oh, damn. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, oh, damn. Because when you fly into the city, you're like, buddy, you're going to Banff, right? So you're going to have to go through like Canmore and like to
Mm-hmm.
get to Canmore, like to get to Banff, you have to pass through Canmore and you have to go through the Rockies.
Yeah.
So your mind is going to explode at how tiny we are. Like these mountains are so insane and they're like on both sides. It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like having gone to BC before, it was so foggy that I didn't even know it was surrounded by mountains,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like we were there and it's like luckily we got perfect weather, like literally perfect weather. Like even everyone's like, "Oh, you lucked out!" Like perfect weather
Mm-hmm.
for 3 days that we were, 4 days that we were there, just like visiting family and stuff. And like the mountains were like surrounding the entire area. It's phenomenal. I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And it's funny because like I was like, "Oh, the mountains are so sick," and they're like laughing at me, like that's so Ontario of you to say. I'm like, "Oh, really?" And they're like, everyone who comes there, oh wait, the first thing they say is like, "Whoa, look at the mountains," you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Sure.
But like everyone gets used to it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And right, they're like habituate. And I was like, how could you habituate? But I guess like if you grew up looking at this, right? So like I know people that also work in Calgary where you're gonna go, or like Canmore, Banff
Yeah. Yeah.
area, and like they also seem like they've habituated to it. But it's like it's so eerie. Like it's just so
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
like it's in your face. You're just like, oh damn, like we are so tiny and surrounded by mountains. Like we could die at any moment. You know what I mean? And it
Mm-hmm.
gives you like this. It's probably like being next to the ocean. You're just like, oh, this ocean's like getting well, but ocean's kind of flat. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, it's just like long water. We can go to the lake and be like, oh, look at the water.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But like mountains are like, dude, if there's a rock slide, I'm dead. Or like
Mm-hmm.
an
Mm-hmm.
avalanche, I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like I could literally die on these things, um, which makes them so appealing. But like, I think Toronto is the sore thumb of Canada now. Having been to like all these different places in Canada, they're all the same. Like if you go to Alberta and then you go to Vancouver and then you go to Halifax, it's the same vibe of like Canadian like wildernessy. You know, like I work for like an outdoorsy company, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
weird. It's like why are they all like this? Why are they all the same type of person that works here? And it's like leaving Toronto, and I'm the weird one at work because it's like why am I so
Mm-hmm.
like techie? You know what I mean? But
Sure.
it's like, oh, that's because that's Toronto, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm like, is like Toronto the weird outlier? And I'm like analyzing my own thought process now, having been to these places. I'm like, oh no, we're weird. You know what I mean? Like being like, oh, just like iPhone tether and like, yeah, your like laptops and then four screens and blah blah blah. They're just like, why do you need all that, bro? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like look at this nation. You know what I mean? And it's like, why do we think we're America in Toronto, bro?
Well, it is. I mean, I think the whole idea was it's kind of like a mini New York ish.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes
right?
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I I like the you know what the tagline is for Toronto? And Tara didn't believe me, but this
Well,
is the real tagline. It's a city within a park.
a city with?
Within a park.
Oh, within a park. Okay.
And I'm like, having been to all these places, you guys are liars, bro. Like, no. Vancouver's got like so much nature
Hmm.
within the city, you know? And
Sure.
it's like we're such posers here. But you know everything here is so like cookie cutter.
Hmm.
It's like everything's identical. You know what I mean? There it's like the architecture is all different.
Hmm.
Even when you go to like when you're gonna go to Alberta, you'll be like, oh, it's like different here. Halifax, so different, you know? Yeah, I'm just like when they say Torontonians are different, it's like, yeah, we kind of are, bro. You know, like I can't even qualify us as being Canadian anymore because I'm like, where's our nature? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't know. Yeah, where have you been in Canada that, like, are you resonating with what I'm saying, or are you just like, oh, I haven't really been to that many places in Canada, so I don't really know what you're
No, no,
talking
I've
about?
been to the eastern side, right? Up to Halifax, PEI.
Oh, so you've seen Halifax.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like that, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like that. But
Yeah.
then when you go to, you'll
Yeah.
see that it's the other two places. You're like, oh, it's the same. It's
Sure.
like very like in nature, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
small townsy almost vibe. Even though
Mm-hmm.
like Vancouver's a city, but it's like I don't know. It's like we're just weirdly different here, you
Yeah, I
know?
think, but yeah, but even by population wise, we are the bigger population,
Oh wait, what?
as in Toronto,
Is
right?
you, we house most of Canada?
Uh, I That's what it feels like. Let me confirm
That's
if that's
pretty.
even
That would be
true.
pretty interesting, though. That would be very interesting.
um, Populated cities.
Have you heard of Arc'teryx?
No.
It's like outdoors brand, Lululemon,
Okay.
Aritzia.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of those? Yeah, all Vancouver. I had no
Well,
idea.
yeah. So Toronto is 6.6 million.
Okay, and then
Vancouver is, well, the next one would be Montreal, Quebec,
oh,
Montreal, which is
interesting. Okay,
4.3 million.
okay. Those two cities are pretty similar. I was just going to Montreal, and I was like, okay, yeah.
So Vancouver is only 2.8 million.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
a
Okay,
huge
okay.
difference. And Calgary
What
is, of
about
course, Halifax is
how
probably
Calgary?
even less. Calgary is just 1.6. So I'm sure Halifax is even less.
Interesting. That explains it because there's less dense population, so like you're kind of still in naturey,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like but you know what's weird too though? They have like certain laws there. Like Tara's husband were telling us that in these areas you can't they have like a law where it's like you can't have commercial businesses. You can have commercial businesses obviously, but like not chains.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Like
Okay.
no McDonald's, no Starbucks, none of that. It's all like local stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's a weird law. But I kind of get it because it's like you want to keep that vibe of like I don't know, like that like
Authenticity sort of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Or like
Toronto's like
local business. Yeah.
but not even in like let's support Canadian kind of thing. It's more like that's just the energy there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas like Toronto's like let's get everything in here, you know, like a multicultural city. But that's also why I like Toronto. It's like you can literally find anything here, you know. But like I feel like in those places, you kind of just gotta love that lifestyle. If you like hate technology and you're like, oh, I love nature and stuff and like hiking, like definitely don't go to Toronto. Like move to that area. You know, it'll be
Mm-hmm.
better for you. You know, because I know like a bunch of like coworkers that moved out there, and it makes sense because like their vibe is very much like outdoorsy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
yeah. But you know, I guess like to each their own. But like I don't know. It feels more like to me. I'm just like oh, it's like one note. I was telling Tara, it's like one like notes in music. It
Yeah.
feels
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
one note. Whereas like Toronto feels like very like up and down. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can find this note and I can find that note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depending on where you want to go.
Yeah.
Because as we were driving around, I was like, no, nobody would listen to Kendrick Lamar here. Why would we listen to like gangster rap, bro? You know what I mean? It's
So
like it's
I
not that
think
vibe.
that's yeah, I think that's it's probably good to visit. I don't because if we are used to this already, I don't know if we would necessarily like it in a long like a living there for so long. If it's just
Yeah, totally.
it may feel too boring. I don't know. All right.
That's how I feel. But like like Ossington, that area, like in Toronto, where it's like hipstery.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this place in Toronto, downtown Toronto, like it's like around Ossington, and it's like very hipster.
Right.
Like people have like sticker tattoos and like nose rings,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
haircuts where like half of it shaved. It's like that's very Vancouver. Like just go there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
we have like pieces of it.
Yeah.
But like I guess, they like the eclectic nature of Toronto too, and that's why they're here. Because like
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it would get boring to me. Like how many hikes can we really do? But
Sure.
it's great to visit. It's like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love
Yeah.
to see it and like because like when we landed back in Toronto, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then like Tara's like, oh no, you're just home. And I'm like, no, no, like I've like seen so many cities and it's just like there's nothing like Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Asia. Because it's even Asia, it's like they're like Asian. It's just like one note too, but in a different direction. It's like
Sure.
just
Sure.
super high tech. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna get woodsy people in like those areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're getting one note. And
Yeah.
like
Right.
Toronto's not like that. Yeah. Hands down, I'm claiming it. Toronto's the best city in the entire world.